everybody, I just want to make a quick video to talk about how to change between degrees and radians when we're using Desmos. Now I want you to see on the gear that by default it's in radians. So if I go over and type something in, like maybe I type in cosine of pi, and I can type just pi, I don't have to hit the symbol, and it tells me -1. If I hit sine of, let's try pi over 6, you can see it says 0.5. So it is answering in terms of radians. If I want to switch between radians and degrees, I go over to the gear at the top right corner, and at the bottom, radians on the left, degrees on the right, I highlight it and watch that the values change for our cosine of pi and our cosine of pi over 6, because now it's giving the answers in terms of degrees. We can check it. Let's go back and try cosine of 180. There's our -1. Let's try sine. Pi over 6 would be 30. There's our 0.5. So important that you pay attention to which one you're doing. It will change the answers that you get. Let's also quickly do a graph just so we can show how to do it. Say I want to type y equals sine of x. And it doesn't really look like much right now because remember we changed to degrees. Let's go back to radians. There's those curves we expected it to be. If you don't like where the intervals are coming up, you can go to the gear and say you would like to change the step. Maybe we do pi divided by, let's do 6, that feels good. And I'm going to change this to -4 to 4 just to get it a little smaller. And I'm going to change my y-axis -1 to 1 because that's all I need. Now we can see this better. Big squiggly view. You can see these nice little intervals in between my tick marks, but again if I scroll in you can see them even better. So lots of different things you can do in here. Very easy to switch between the two. If you decide later that you don't want to graph in radians, then go back to the gear, switch it to degrees, but think about when you do that you're going to have to switch everything else. So maybe you want to change your interval that you're going from, because if you're in degrees, maybe we want to do -360 to 360. And we could jump, let's go by 30, that sounds good. And the y-axis could stay the same. So as you're making changes, just make sure that you're consistent.